I video says, don't watch me. I wouldn't watch me. Why wouldn't I watch me? Is what I'm saying about myself. Not because the video and the content that I have is just, I realize that I am not the most skilled at conversing on some of this stuff. And also with my camera work, I'm still learning. So that's why I wouldn't watch me yet, honestly. But I would listen to the content that I have. The content I think is good. I think is helpful. I have been in preparedness for decades in the preparedness world. Some of these guys that have started up are Johnny-come-latelys and will tell you things that will get you hurt and killed. I've also, the other reason you should listen to me is I have gone out and done the disaster relief work, the volunteer work, the helping people, the boots on the ground, not to mention been in numerous disaster scenarios and situations that were actually real life events, not scenarios, but real life events. They were quite rough sometimes, ranging from hurricanes to ice storms to floods. I've been in all those and responded to the same kinds of storms and tornadoes and so forth. I've lived through it. I've been through it. I've been there, done that. I've even lived in a country that experienced inflation over 100% in 1 year while I lived there. I was younger, I was actually still a kid, but I experienced it and saw what was affected. So this is why I have a understanding that a lot of these people don't and have never actually seen. I've experienced food fatigue. I've experienced all these types of things that people just, what is food fatigue? I don't even know. It's you don't eat even if you have food because it's the same food over and over again. It's a real thing. There's a lot of other things, but all this to say, preparedness from a kingdom perspective is something I'm putting in the title, but I wouldn't listen to me because I don't like the camera work I'm doing and all that stuff. I'm being nitpicky on myself, but the content is good and the focus needs to be on being able to help others and equip others to be successful in times of crisis. Because if you're given revelation of something that's going to happen, do what you can to prepare to help as many people as you can about that revelation or to change things for them in a healthy way. So it's like if you know somebody, if you see a little kid with a basketball roll out in the street and there's a car coming by, you're going to run and grab that kid out of the street. It's just, it's what good people do. And I know you're a good person. Most people are in most situations, but good people can do bad things when they get enough stress or things that break their situation or awareness of things. So that is where, if we can be prepared as people that care for others, and as speaking as a Christian here, that wants to help others and be a witness to them, reading the Bible, it says bad things are going to happen more and more frequently. So if you're a Christian and you're not preparing for things, I don't think you're actually putting feet to your faith, and also being equipped to go out and do disaster relief work. So it's kingdom pre-disaster kingdom preparedness, or being ready for an event before it happens, because the Bible says it could happen soon. And no, I'm not talking about his return or anything like that, but it's like times coming up before that. Things are going to happen more and more frequently, and people see that around the world and see that going on. And so if we're prepared to be able to help them and weather these rougher events, then we have a chance to speak to them and help them. And so that's what it's about. It's not just about saving a life, it's about saving a life and saving a soul. And this still applies for anybody, because that even if you're not a faith of the Christian faith, it's just part of being a productive member of society is to help other people. And so yes, there are times that you're going to be out there and these things are going to be bad and other things will have to be done potentially, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is to get ready to help others so that you are in a position to bless them and save them, even if they didn't get prepared themselves. And there's lots of ways to do that, and you can do that in the day-to-day today, and you can be prepared to do that in the future when something major happens. I encourage you to do both. And that's all I wanted to say today. Just wanted to put that out there for you guys. I hope this is a blessing for you. But again, The video work, I'm gonna get better. The audio and stuff, I'm gonna get better. The content will even get better. But right now the content is good. I have almost 40 years in the prepping world. I was doing it before it was called prepping. Some of these guys weren't even born when I started doing this stuff. So I encourage you to listen to them because they have good wisdom too. I'm not knocking them, but I've been down the road and some of these guys will say, hey, do whatever that may be. And then a couple years later, they'll come back and say, do this instead. I'm already on to the do this instead. Many versions of the attempts and going through things and so forth. So many times over, I've done it. So I'm not saying that they're wrong. You got to start somewhere. Do start somewhere, get started. If you do a little bit today, you're better than you were yesterday. And so that's what it's all about, is just taking small steps at a time. Encourage you to get out there and do something today and be safe out there. Blessings.